Today being the first session that I ran with this new group, I wanted to make sure that I spent a bit of time before the session getting to know the participants. So I went around to them, I introduced myself, I asked their name, and I just had a bit of a chat to them to find out their experiences in sport, what kind of sports they play, and generally, and sort of getting an idea of what level they play at, to get a bit of an idea of their experience but also their ability level, to make sure that the session I had planned would be, I guess, relevant to their experience and their ability level. I think it's really important to start the session in a really positive note, so I make sure I get to know all the names of the participants. I start off with something really sort of positive body language, like a high five, to make sure that everyone's engaged in the session. And I think it's really important to use their names so that they do feel included and they feel important in the session, and it just makes the session flow really well when you can have that, I guess, personal relationship and positive rapport with the participants. I find it really important to engage the support staff in all sessions that I run, and I do that by making sure I have a chat to them before the session starts. I run them through my session plan so they know the activities that I've got planned, and I can step them through basically the involvement that I want from them, and that really helps the participants to keep them engaged, and it really helps me as a coach to keep the session flowing by having some help with the delivery of the activities. While we were playing Rob the Nest, I moved two teams further away from the middle. The reason why I did that was to increase the challenge for them, because they were consistently scoring the most points. So I wanted to even up the playing field, but continue playing the same game and make it a little bit more challenging for them and increase the chances of the other teams to achieve success. I make sure when I introduce a game, when I get it started, that my instructions are as short as possible, as simple as possible and concise, not only for the participants to understand what I want them to do and the rules of the game, but also what's really important is safety. So I want to make sure that they've understood the rules so that they can participate in the game in a safe manner. My main aim as a coach is to develop the skills of the athletes in my session, and instead of it always being me that's demonstrating the skill, I try and watch for some athletes that are, I guess, executing a skill really well, and I'll pull them out and use them as a role model. So I'll get them to show how they perform that skill in front of everyone else, so that then they can teach essentially all the other participants how to perform the skill. We had quite a big group today, so what I did with the second game was, instead of playing one big game with about 12 or 13 fielders in the field, I replicated the game. So I set up two separate games where there were only about 6 participants in the field. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to make sure that all participants had a high level of involvement. So by having smaller games with smaller teams, there was more chance for everyone to be involved. I made lots of modifications during the game, such as changing equipment, changing scoring, and changing the challenge for the teams, because I essentially wanted to increase the challenge for the participants, but also increase the chances of them achieving success. So just to make sure that they were engaged in the game and having fun, but also achieving that success at a challenge that is appropriate to their ability level.